Forget what you learned in school. Never mind what your parents told you, and disregard what your friends say. From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. For the next several minutes, they'll take you on a journey through the political jungle. And when your journey is over and you're safe at home, they promise you'll be stronger, smarter, and just plain better. So buckle up, hang on to your ears, because your journey starts now.
People have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got.
Nixon was not a crook. President Obama is definitely a crook.
Well, I don't know. Nixon did a few things that were
no. Okay, so
were questionable.
Most of the presidents actually were crooks, but
I would think so.
I think the one we have now is the worst.
Well, you know why that is? It's because the media is allowing it. The media is spinning. They're carrying his water.
The people are allowing the media.
Well, at least 50%
to allow it.
Well, 50%.
Enough.
Yeah, 50%.
Enough people. The rest of us who think we aren't part of that problem are in fact part of that problem because we could do more.
We could. And I don't know why there's so much apathy. I think it's because we're not starving. We're not.
There it is. I have talks with people all the time that just aren't involved, right? Because they don't have to be, and they just don't care. They have lives, unlike us.
Right. Which is sad.
And I tell them all the time, I completely understand, because you can go through your entire life. The chances are you can live your entire life and never have something really impact you. Politically. Things will, but nothing will be so devastating that it brings you to action. Now, if you think about your children or your grandchildren, that's another eventually story. It will get there.
And that's the same thing that could be said about our grandparents and our parents and us, is we're slowly allowing
what
that.
You need
these
to do.
Changes are slowly occurring. It's like the great meme that says, just because you're not interested in politics doesn't mean politics isn't interested in you.
Exactly, yeah. If you look at where this country started and where we are now, you see the progression. It takes time, but it gets there. Anyway, welcome to At Odds. I'm Nate. That's Brian over there.
Welcome to At Odds. It's Thursday, June 5th, 2014, and we're in the back room of the Long Gun Saloon and studio. What country, Nate?
We are in United States of America. We're in Texas today.
Texas.
Go
Longhorns.
Where everything is bigger, even the open-carried firearms.
Right. And that's a precursor. It's foreshadowing. as they say in the literature.
I'm so glad you decided to go back to school and get your liberal arts degree.
I did. I have an associate's in liberal arts. I took lots of liberal arts. I took ethics and philosophy.
You didn't get anything out of them, did you? You took an ethics class?
I did, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And you decided just...
Ethics was... all I got out of ethics was, it's situational.
Yeah.
If you're starving, steal some bread. If you're not starving, don't steal bread.
It's all relative.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you had to, there was a burning building and Hitler was inside or the Mona Lisa was inside, which one would you save? And, the humanists would say you save Hitler because he's a human being. Other people say, we know what Hitler did. I'm going to save the Mona Lisa. It's a great work of art. Situational. That's what I learned from ethics. Anyways, I think everybody should take an ethics class. I think I took a logic class. It didn't help much, but...
Hey, we hit the end of the rabbit hole. What do you know?
And I think we need to look at those things. But anyways...
we're live on Thursdays, 8 p.m. You're listening right now. We're also on Red State Talk Radio and a bunch of other
Right
AM
now,
and FM
you can
affiliates.
call us with questions at 248-455-ODDS. That's 248-455-6337. Now, we might get some people that call in because we're going to have a couple of guest-ons later in the show talking about long gun open carry. But before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about the swap.
Well, I mean,
the swap.
You don't want to say who we're going to have on the show?
No, I'm going to let them. I'm going to dangle them on a thread there.
Here's the thing. I don't think
they're from Michigan gun rights organizations. I'm going to say that.
Even as vast as our audience is, I don't think they trust us enough.
No, they don't.
To be interested
nor
in
should they
in a statement like we're going to have people on the show. It's going to be great. I don't think we have that rapport with our audience.
So we have to say is we'll see.
Yeah. Well, no. What I'm saying.
We'll see if it's going to be good or not.
We need to use these people's fame and say who they are.
They have no fame.
To get people to keep listening because
they're Michigan gun rights organizations. I mean, no,
it's not like it's the NRA or anything.
It's not like it's the NRA.
Fighting for restrictions
anyways,
every day.
That write the most onious gun control laws.
Well, we'll get to that, though. They apologized for their idiotic statements.
Yeah,
so.
we have some sound bites from the NRA. Before we get to that,
the swap.
And I think our guests may be listening, and they just decided not to answer their phones when we called them.
I think so.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I hope not. Big swap. You get 5 for 1. Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
5 for 1.
Yeah, it's weird.
Bo Bergdahl. A lot of stuff been talking about that. Is he a traitor or is he cuckoo? You know, I propose he might be an agent. Maybe he's a CIA agent that went undercover as an infiltrator.
And got caught?
No, he actually, that was his plan, was to infiltrate the Taliban and learn all kinds of, he might have all kinds of information.
So he
might be beneficial to the
He intentionally
effort.
became a POW.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Not the first time that's happened.
How do you know?
I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Okay, all right, I got you. Hey, that's possible. I don't know.
Who knows?
What we do know is that he did, in fact, desert his post. He did, in fact, walk away from his
He
guns.
walked away from his post.
He did, in fact, do that. And we do know that
there are some...
against all procedures and policies that we have, that our president decided to release terrorists.
Apparently without proper channels being met.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely without proper channels
illegally.
being met. There are Democrats that are angry about it.
I've heard,
lets you know that it really was bad.
Yeah, I've read and heard some articles saying that he didn't do it. It was the administration kind of thing. He always says, "I didn't know anything about
it in the newspaper like the rest of us."
Yeah,
yeah.
And so he goes, "I didn't know this was going on," and so I mean,
bull. Yeah. He had a press conference with this guy's father.
Afterwards, though, I mean, what can he do afterwards? I mean, let's say he's working out. He's working out in a weight room. He's lifting some heavy 10-pound dumbbells. He's grunting and groaning. He's working out there.
That was
and
awkward,
all of a sudden,
wasn't it?
Yeah, that's really sad.
Really awkward.
All of a sudden, he gets a memo or a notice from one of his aides saying, "Hey, somebody in our administration made a swap," and he's going, "Oh my God, what the heck is going on?" What's he going to do? He's got to go on there now and play along and say, "Oh well, that was our strategy."
Okay, let me tell you.
And
actually,
the father apparently is a Muslim sympathizer and a Taliban sympathizer.
Yeah. So let me tell you what more likely is happening.
Okay. What is your scenario?
Our president and his administration, because he is his administration. I mean, they're all the same.
It's on his watch.
He puts them there. He's responsible for it.
He signs the checks.
They think, there's two parts to this. They think, one, that the only way to get radical Islamists, the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, these things, to be nice to us is to appease them.
Oh, geez.
So, and
I don't know.
Forget. That's absolutely true. I mean, that was the approach that they were taking in Nigeria with the kidnapped school children. Was, well, let's be nice to them, let's appease them, let's give them what they want.
That never works.
Of course, it doesn't work. The other part to this is Guantanamo Bay. Our president promised to close that down.
Is the prison camp at Guantanamo?
No, it's the Bay.
The Bay is neutral.
No, it isn't.
The Bay is neutral.
That's where they keep them. They put scuba gear on them.
I didn't know that.
And they put them in there.
Boy, it's hard to escape.
He promised to close the prison in Guantanamo.
That was one of his election promises.
That was one of his election
in 2008.
And so any chance that he sees come up to get people out of there, he doesn't care how dangerous they are.
I don't believe that.
He
for
doesn't
a minute.
care.
No,
he says, you know what?
It's too
Scoot
late.
them out. We'll start.
It's too little, too late.
We'll start.
No.
No, it's not.
There is something else
because
going
he
on.
actually does want to close it. because he disagrees with the entire war on terror.
I don't think
he disagrees with all of that.
There's something else going on. There's no logical reason to trade 5 apparently, I'm assuming, head Taliban leaders.
That's the word.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we have to go on. We don't know. For one insignificant little private corporal, I don't even know what he was. He was a corporal.
Yeah, especially one that went AWOL and made put everybody else in danger.
What the hell is going on there? So it makes sense to me that there's more going on, and that this guy, this Bo Bergdahl, is more important than releasing 5 Taliban members.
I think you're wrong about that.
Or the alternative is very sinister.
Which I think is more
alternative.
I think is closer to the truth.
Extremely sinister.
I think that's closer to the truth. Look, I don't think this president wants our nation to succeed. I think he thinks that Al-Qaeda exists, which is partially true, but because of our success. I think he thinks other countries are poor because of our success. And he said things like this. He wants to bring us down to their level. I think he thinks it's great if we're not the most powerful nation. I think he thinks it's great if we have things to be afraid of.
I think he doesn't care.
I think he does.
I think he doesn't
really
care.
Think he does.
In his 5th, going into his 6th year, he knows, he's a lame duck. He's made history. I think he's coasting. I really think he doesn't give a crap.
I think he
about
does.
what's going on.
I think so.
I don't know that there's any kind of sinister ulterior motive to his office. I think he just doesn't care. I think he's a narcissist. He became president. He's going to make millions and millions of dollars. When he's out of the office, I think Michelle is going to go her way. He's going to go back to the bathhouses in Chicago.
Well, she hired a divorce lawyer,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, National Enquirer said it.
Oh, well, it has to be true then. I think he'll go back to the the gay bathhouses in Chicago, and they'll go their separate ways.
Well, he'll get his membership back, you think?
What's an honorary? I think it's a lifetime honorary membership. So. I mean, geez, how many ex-presidents do they have at the bathhouse in Chicago?
Probably visit his childhood home of Indonesia, I would think.
We don't even want to go to the bathhouses in Indonesia.
You don't have to.
They're right there in Chicago.
They're everywhere. Yeah, well, okay, sure. Let's go that way. That's the high road.
Some other things that came out is apparently there was a gag order put on some of the soldiers that were in his unit.
Yeah,
and some came out saying that while the media is saying that 5 or 6 members died searching for this guy.
Yep.
One guy's come out and said, hey, and this is what I thought. I mean, it's hard to relate casualties to an actual event, but he's coming out saying, hey, some of those guys died in other activities in Afghanistan that weren't directly related to searching for this guy.
Yeah, not necessarily. It's not hard because it seems that one of the soldiers was, in fact, on a search mission for this guy when he was killed. But there were others that were on
his unit that
more normal missions.
Right.
And probably the way it works, I imagine, is that, and I actually heard some military people call into some local shows that basically they get the word that somebody went AWOL, somebody's missing.
Well,
so kind of keep an eye out, right?
Ask questions, look around.
Yeah, if you see him, call 911, Crime Stoppers, that sort of thing. So I imagine everybody was really kind of searching for him. But the mission wasn't, in fact, to find him
right at all costs. Yeah,
I mean, we don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah,
this guy was breaking his gag order apparently, and he didn't give his name.
We're having all kinds of information coming out here, and hopefully it'll wash out. But
what we do know is that the guy voluntarily left his weapons and walked away.
We know that the evidence suggests that. Right,
we know that.
We know that he sort of packed up and took care of some housekeeping and stuff like that, and was gone.
Yep.
So, the possibility, like I said, maybe he's an agent. Maybe he's got a bunch of valuable information that the Pentagon wants. And maybe that's why the Pentagon is being very silent about what's going on.
Maybe that information was that these 5 guys were really nice.
What? Oh, yeah, no, what I'm saying is maybe the information is more valuable than letting these guys loose. And I posted on Facebook saying that now I do that once in a while. That now that these Taliban leaders are out and free, we can drone them. We couldn't drone them in Guantanamo, right? I mean, we couldn't kill them. They couldn't die. They couldn't come up dead. That would be suspicious. But now that they're out there, man, we can whack them.
Are they citizens? American citizens?
No, they're not American citizens.
Well, that's iffy then.
So what you're saying?
All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back.
Oh, that's terrible.
My Parents Open Carry, a program kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you, than with a spectacular flower arrangement from proflowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And proflowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive the special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
150 million people suffer from headaches. All you want is for the pounding in your head to stop. Migralex stops the pounding. Migralex was developed by a neurologist and founder of the New York Headache Center.
I'm neurologist Dr. Alex Mauskop. After studying and researching the human brain for 25 years, I've developed Migralex, which eliminates pounding headaches. It works for my patients, and I'm so convinced it will work for you, I don't just guarantee it, I put my name on it.
Dr. Mauskop's Migralex gets rid of headaches fast without harsh caffeine, sodium, or preservatives.
Migralex works unbelievably fast. And it's gentle on my stomach.
Find out how to get your free bottle of Migralex. Call 800-559-7387. Plus, if you're one of the first 100 callers, you'll also receive the Migralex Quick Tips to Headache Relief absolutely free. That's 800-559-7387. Or go to migralexrelief.com. MIGRALEX relief.com. Or call 800-559-7387.
From now on, the only people you need to listen to are these guys. Chickens. We had Hot Show with Nate and Brian.
I I love mashed potatoes and fried chickens.
Yeah, that's weird that you sound like that guy.
I don't. It's not
really
me.
weird how you sounded just like him.
That was crazy.
Nobody said it was you. What is going on here?
I don't know. We got stuff going on. Hey, so Bergdahl.
I kept. Yeah.
Anyways, something fishy's going on.
I thought
there.
we were done
Hopefully,
with that,
we'll
but-
come up with something. Yeah, I know. Now we're going to go on to.
Well, hopefully those 5 Taliban people don't put anybody in more danger.
I hope they open some falafel houses or some hummus houses or.
They're in Oklahoma.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Are they?
I don't know.
Well, maybe they'll open a McDonald's.
Actually,
probably convenience.
I haven't
stores.
seen that as part of the story.
7-Elevens or something.
I haven't
don't know.
seen that as part of the story. Have you?
No, I don't know where
did
they
we
are.
drop them off?
Yeah.
Or did we just like open the gates? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right.
They're outside your door right now.
boy.
Please, can we come in? We're very hungry. I have pork.
The statements made by Brian on the show do not necessarily reflect
I got
the
some ribs, pork ribs.
opinions of
It's really
anybody
good.
in the
Pulled
world.
pork and coleslaw sandwich is really good. Let's talk.
Okay, hold on. Was that intentional? Did you think the menu options through, or was it intentional?
Everything's intentional, but I don't think of things.
Okay.
What? Why? What's wrong?
The pulled pork. I was just wondering.
What's wrong with that?
I don't know them personally. So, disclaimer, don't know these guys. I doubt they eat pork.
I mentioned that earlier. 30 seconds before I said pulled pork, I said we should have some pork.
Yeah, but that's something that I would just say at any time of the day.
Right.
Because that's a good idea, always.
But pulled pork and coleslaw on a nice, good homemade
pretty good.
Kaiser bun? Oh, my goodness.
Have you been to
Heaven.
Backyard Barbecue?
No.
It's over in Okemos.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's for our viewers that
Yeah.
are in Michigan.
Awesome pulled pork sandwich with coleslaw on there. It's actually on flatbread. Oh, it's good. It's like a wrap. It's really good.
That's how I like to.
All right,
have it.
move on.
Anyways, we're going to talk about Open Carry Texas versus the NRA. You claim they're both wrong. How can they be both wrong?
They're both wrong because the NRA was wrong.
Yeah, for
Then
slamming Open Carry.
And then Open Carry Texas completely agreed with the NRA.
No, where did they do that?
I don't know.
I was saying they didn't agree with the NRA.
Well, which post? The
Well,
one,
yeah,
the one that says
it is
the
changing.
NRA shouldn't have said that it was weird, or the post that said we at Open Carry Texas we've decided that we should not carry long guns into private establishments. You talking about that post?
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Okay.
But they say
What was really ironic?
They're compromising.
What was really ironic on their Facebook post, they quoted the story where they said that the NRA was wrong for
Slamming
ragging
them.
on long gun open carry and pointing them out specifically. Their link, I think they messed up. They linked to their post about how we've been thinking about it here at Open Carry Texas and whatever the other groups are,
Right.
and we've decided to come up with a policy which includes not carrying into private establishments
You're gonna do public
unless you have
parks
permission before you carry into them.
Kind of like Michigan Open Carry kind of did when they started out with their campaign to enlightening the masses of the state of Michigan.
But I don't remember, and
you started out in public parks.
Maybe I don't remember it because I wasn't involved. Was that true? I don't know.
No, you
if
were
that's true,
involved.
but- oh, yeah, that's right. We never, in fact, we made a point to say that we don't think you should have to ask permission because it's like anything else.
Right.
And when they ask you to leave, you leave
Right.
for sure.
We did that.
because they have that right. But you don't.
I'm going to say that the great leader that started Michigan Open Carry said that we don't want to be kicked out of places, so we're going to go in public places first. We're going to go into parks, and
which we did.
which we did, and we got the press involved, and we got articles written about open carry, and our goal was to just let people know that this was a lawful activity. Because we realized that if we went to private places, we could be asked to leave, and that would sort of squash it. Then, as it became more well known that open carry was lawful in the state of Michigan, we started going to some of the private places, but we didn't necessarily ask permission. We just would show up, anywhere from 5 to 25 people, and have lunch at some restaurant or whatever. And generally, we didn't have too many problems. There was one occasion where there was an issue, but that was because someone open carried a long gun. So we'll talk about
but hold
that
on.
a little bit later.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Is that chain of restaurants, do they now ban all carry?
No.
So you're telling me that somebody carrying a long gun did not, in fact, make them anti-gun?
No.
That's weird.
But Mom's Demand Action wasn't active then.
It's true.
And they didn't get $100 million from some former politician that wants to be dictator of the world.
But, and we can get into this, but on the flip side, the group that was there didn't demonize that guy and help the anti-gun groups either. Right? The discussion revolved around he wasn't doing anything wrong. Maybe it wasn't a good idea because it's not, I mean, in a Ponderosa, it doesn't seem like the most effective way to carry a gun. But nobody, I mean, like the two guys in Texas, and we talked about this last week. Everybody didn't jump on him. I mean, some people did because some people are going to do that, just like they're going to with.
Well, but a lot of it was conflated in Mom's Demand Action. They actually lied about some things about employees running into the freezer and locking themselves in and all that. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
But with Ponderosa, the thing was that the manager called the police and asked about, is open carry of a long gun legal? And it was the dispatch that said, I don't know, we're going to send police. And then they send, 10 squad cars and everything else.
Yeah.
And eventually we got a nice memo from the Lansing Police Department saying, oh, we really shouldn't bother these open carry guys because it is legal. So it was a positive outcome, unlike some of these other things in Texas. So, is it the leadership? Is it rogue elements? Who knows? But we're going to talk a little bit about that after our half-hour break. Do we want to do the Chris Cox thing real quick or not?
Yeah, let's do it real quick.
All right, we got a soundbite. Now, the NRA has come back and apologized and said, we really didn't mean to say that open carry people of long guns were crazy and weird.
And that it's weird. And
we really support it. And you can listen to what he says and don't believe a lot of it because they actually have fought against open carry.
Oh, come on.
Yes, they have.
And I'll be crystal clear. The National Rifle Association
this is Chris Cox.
Open carry. We support concealed carry. We have led the charge across the country to not only to protect our members' right to self-defense, but to expand it. And you've seen that in the parking lot bills and the right to carry bills and our open carry efforts. We believe that people should own guns safely and responsibly. That's what we teach. That's what we're about. We ask people to use good judgment and, very importantly, to abide by the law. What we have in Texas is somewhat unique because it's a shared goal. All of us believe that the limitation and the prohibition on openly carrying a handgun in Texas needs to be changed. We've been working on it for years. We're getting close to getting that law changed and to getting it secured through the legislature. But ultimately what this comes down to is a tactics discussion. Some people believe that the best way to effectuate that sort of policy change is in protest. And what they did in Texas is some people decided to protest the absurdity of the ban on concealed carry or on open carry of handguns by carrying their long guns openly and legally. Now, the truth is an alert went out that referred to this type of behavior as weird or somehow not normal, and that was a mistake. It shouldn't have happened. I've had a discussion with the staffer who wrote that piece and expressed his personal opinion, and our job is not to criticize the lawful behavior of fellow gun owners. Our job is to effectuate policy changes that expands and protects our members' right of self-defense. So this is a distraction. Certainly the media has had a field day with it, but ultimately what we're focused on is not only protecting the right of self-defense, but expanding it through open carry, through concealed carry, or any other lawful way.
So the way they're expanding gun rights, is that like requiring people to take training that's sanctioned by the NRA in order to pay a tax, then to get a license, and then to be able to have a right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what they're talking about?
Well, yeah. And to be honest, the NRA hasn't been a friend of open carry. They kind of squashed it in Florida. They tried to squash it in Oklahoma, but it got passed in Oklahoma. Texas are not really getting into the fight and helping out. Maybe that'll change. NRA seems to be changing a little bit on open carry. They were very anti-open carry. As you know, we had some email responses from open carry when we talked about the Indianapolis NRA convention that Nate and I went to, and they said, open carry was not going to be allowed, and we sort of questioned that, and they were silent on it. And when we went to the convention, lots of people were allowed to
real quick. This was a joint press release, and I can get the names after this, but Open Carry Texas was part of it. Immediately cease taking long guns into corporate businesses unless invited.
Say that again?
They're saying to immediately cease taking long guns into corporate businesses unless invited.
Who's saying that? I'm sorry.
Open Carry Texas in a joint statement with another group.
Okay.
Black powder revolvers have proven to be very effective.
Well,
because you can open carry black powder revolver.
Right. They're not considered firearms in many states.
So if you're doing a public walk, notify law enforcement before the walk.
See,
carry flags and signs to show what you're doing.
Disagree with that.
Long gun on a sling not held. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Although not necessary, it's a good idea. Do not go into corporate businesses without permission, preferably not at all.
Yeah.
All right. So
obviously,
we're going to take a quick break. Hopefully, we'll come back with some people from some local Michigan gun
rights groups. Yeah.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Are you looking for some way cool t-shirts? Check out ChugDug.com. They have hundreds of crazy fun t-shirts like gun, patriotic, and you better believe zombie shirts. At ChugDug.com, you'll find quality shirts at a quality price. All shirts start at just $10 with free shipping over $50. Mention Radio 1 coupon code at checkout and grab a cool 10% off. That's ChugDug.com. T-shirts with attitude.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Done with a spectacular flower arrangement from ProFlowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And ProFlowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99 with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget. From proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-771-0443. That's 800-771-0443. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. Now, it's your turn. 800-771-0443. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.
At odds with the hosts. Sound off by calling 248-455-6337.
Back, and we do have our guests. Technology does work sometimes.
And they did decide to actually
they
go
picked
on
up
with us.
they
So
picked
that's
up
good.
the phone. So we have Philip Hoffmeister, who's president of Michigan Open Carry in Michigan, obviously, and we have Brady Schickinger. I hope that's right. He's the executive director of the Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners in Michigan. I think that's one of the largest and one of the older gun rights organizations in the state. They're both here. I think we're going to have them talk about long gun open carry in general. They can express their personal opinion or representing their organization, either one or both. But we were talking a little bit before the break about some of the stuff that's gone on in Texas and how they're going to change a little bit on their tactics. They're going to try to be more friendly. They're going to be in public venues as opposed to private. They're asking them, their open carry people, to carry signs and
in fact,
do stuff, which I
said,
disagree with.
They said immediately cease carrying long guns into corporate businesses.
Yeah. So I think
odd.
Them and the NRA must have had a little discussion behind the scenes. But anyways, let's start with MOC. Phil, your opinion on long gun open carry and what is the position of MOC in that regard?
Well, first, I should say that mostly than I'll be stating my personal opinion. It shouldn't be necessarily taken as policy statements of Michigan Open Carry. Michigan Open Carry's mission is the open carry of a holstered handgun. So as such, we don't deal with long gun open carry very much. So this, with that disclaimer aside, I don't, in general for everyday life, I don't think that a long gun is the best tool for the job, but maybe someone else has a different need than I do. Maybe they got someone that's actively hunting them or stalking them or whatever. Who am I to judge? But for my everyday life and going about, long gun probably isn't the tool that I would use on an everyday basis.
How do you feel about a group or somebody who does carry it? I mean, obviously, this is coming up because of the incident in Chipotle in Texas, and then Chipotle magically becoming anti-gun overnight. Do you think it's hurting the cause, or do you think it helps the cause? And we'll get into detail in a minute, but just gut feeling on that.
Well, I guess it depends on how it's being done. In Michigan Open Carry, our standard operating procedure with handguns is that we, whenever we go into a restaurant, we call the restaurant's management. And we specifically speak to the restaurant's management, hey, we'd like to bring a group in. Oh, by the way, most of them are probably going to be carrying holstered handguns. And they're generally receptive of it. And I think as long as that MO is followed and that, you talk to the management and you're not dragging a company's management unwillingly into a advocacy situation, then that's fine. I think dragging if you got a management team that doesn't want to be involved either way, they just want to run their business and they just want to make money, then I think trying to drag them in the middle is probably not the best way to go about it.
Well, real quick, what about, like in the case in Texas, the only way they can open carry a firearm is a long gun
or a black powder revolver, which who has one? I mean,
or a black powder revolver.
I understand that there's some media misinformation out there about that they hadn't talked to the management, and I had heard that they had indeed talked to the Chipotle management.
Yeah.
Before they had gone into the Chipotle.
Mom's distorted a lot of things.
I'm sure they did. Brady, what's Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners' stance on long gun open carry in general first?
Sure. Well, long gun open carry is legal in Michigan. Our desire is to see it remain legal, along with open carry in general. In Michigan, we don't see long gun open carry in businesses very often because our situation is a little different than Texas. My understanding, I'm going to digress a little bit to Texas just to follow up on the last question, if you don't mind. My understanding in Texas is on the verge of legalizing open carry of pistols. The concern of Texas open carry, at least the guys I've talked to in Texas, are that this long gun open carry situation in Texas, particularly in the chain restaurants, is going to upset the forward progress they're making in terms of legalizing open carry of handguns. Once open carry of handguns becomes legal, this problem resolves itself. It sounds similar to our situation in Michigan where you have to open carry in a school because you can't conceal carry in a school. Our solution to that is allow concealed carry in a school, and a lot of these incidents are going to go away. One thing.
Uh-oh.
That was my iPhone. I'm sorry.
What happened?
Oh, hang on 1 second.
Nothing.
Brady's still there?
Brady is not still there.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
I know it.
What happened, Philip?
Oh, my iPhone freaked out.
Brady's probably still talking away and explaining everything.
Go ahead and ask Phil a question. And
now, well, I was just going to say in Texas, this is a political statement. This is a means to an end, and the end is to get the lawful open carry of a handgun legalized in the state. So these people are going to extraordinary means to do that. And I think that's fine. If it's legal and they can do that and they're trying to engage in some kind of dialogue and to create some kind of change to allow open carry, I think that's a good thing. So
as I was saying, as I was talking to myself, that's certainly it's a tactic for lobbying and activism that you're trying to do to get to an end. And I think that whether or not you agree with that being the best tactic, that is one tactic to kind of rally a cause, I suppose.
Well, it's certainly an effective one. It's certainly a vocal one. I mean, it's not dissimilar to what Michigan Open Carry did in the heyday in 2007, when open carry of a handgun was not very well known. Most people thought it was illegal. A lot of these founders and early open carriers in the state went around and how dare they open carry their handguns, and how dare they do that, and look what's become of that. A lot of positive stuff.
I suppose the person that we should ask about most what he thinks about it, and if we could only get his honest opinion, would be Rick Perry of Texas there. Of course, he's the governor, and last year he vetoed a open carry piece of legislation that landed on his desk that would have legalized open carry in Texas. So I suppose that his opinion is he being swayed by it, or are the people that has influence over him being swayed by it?
Well, I don't know if he is, but certainly a lot of legislators are getting all kinds of feedback from their constituents as either pro or con against this, and may influence it.
All right, Brady, we got you back. I'm sorry there. We can blame Brian for that one.
No, don't blame me.
If you want, it's up to if you want to go back and kind of just.
Do you remember where you were?
What you were saying about
because it was brilliant
in Texas.
Yeah, you were talking to some people.
I'm not sure how far I got before I got cut off. I finished my paragraph and I was gone. So,
well, you were talking to some of the people in Texas about what they're doing, what they're trying to accomplish.
Right. The sense in Texas from the gun groups I've talked to there is that they've made considerable forward progress in terms of getting open carry legalized. Phil talked about the governor, and I think a lot of that probably reflected his national campaign for president in the past.
Right.
Of course, he still has those ambitions from what we can tell, but the Texas legislature has taken a more conservative direction, similar to some of the other legislatures in the state, and I think the support is broader there for open carry now than it has been in the past. So I think the decision by the Texas carry groups, along with the NRA, is to avoid upsetting that forward progress in that state in particular, rather than a type of national direction. So,
well, my understanding was that the NRA, both in Florida and in Texas, were actually trying to squash open carry. In Florida, they were a long ways towards allowing open carry, and the NRA came in and said, no, we don't want that. I heard similar rumors about that case in Texas. I don't know how true that is, but those are the rumors that I'm hearing.
Yeah, my understanding that's not NRA's official position. That's not what they put out in their press release earlier this week. They stated they support open carry rights, but I can't speak for NRA. Phil may have some more background on that, specializing in open carry.
Well, yeah, I mean, Barack Obama says a lot of things too in their official statement, and what goes on behind the scenes is a different story. I will say that, as we mentioned earlier in the show, their response to an open carry inquiry about their convention in Indianapolis was negative. They said you can't open carry, concealed carry is allowed. They got a little bit of feedback, and then they were silent on it. And as Nate and I were down at that convention, there were a lot of people that were open carrying without incident.
Sure.
So I think maybe that
I can say this in Michigan that the NRA. I have a good relationship with their ILA representative here in Michigan.
Good.
And for his part, we have a brandishing bill that we're working on in the Michigan legislature. I forgot the bills right off the top of my head, 5091 and 5092, I think.
Okay.
At any rate, when they were heard in the Senate Judiciary Committee, the ILA representative did turn in a card to support those bills. So in other words, they officially supported these bills that define brandishing quite favorably for open carriers here in Michigan. So at least that's my experience been in Michigan. I have, of course, heard different things about nationally and in the past, but just relaying my recent experience.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, maybe that's a good sign, and maybe things are moving in the right direction. And that being said, Brady, back to you real quick. It seems that whether or not Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners embraces the idea of long gun open carry, I've noticed definitely on the Facebook page that there's been an open discussion, oftentimes led by the organization. Is that something? Do you think having that discussion is important to the big picture, what we're all really should be on the same team and striving for?
I want to throw in there, and that's a good thing, and I think that has to do with the new administrative change and the new executive director being, Brady.
It's a very good question. One of the things I think we see going on here in Michigan as well as nationally are people are experiencing open carry for the first time, particularly other gun owners that aren't familiar with it, people that don't open carry themselves. They've got their concealed pistol license possibly, or they don't have their CPL and they are gun owners at home. They see themselves as being pro-gun, but they're unfamiliar with open carry. And they see open carry for the first time, and it seems foreign to them. They haven't seen a whole lot of people out in public open carrying yet, or they're just starting to see people open carrying as the numbers of people doing that increase. And they're questioning it, and that's what we see a lot on our page. People examining open carry, looking at the different aspects of it, going through the arguments. I have to be honest with you, 2 years ago, I personally had a negative opinion about open carry. I had some of the beliefs that there was a tactical disadvantage to open carry. There was no benefit to open carry. The people were just looking for confrontation. All the arguments we've heard about open carry. And just in the course of my employment, working on firearms issues, as I've gone over those arguments, I've realized that most of them just aren't correct. So my personal opinion on open carry has transitioned from being hostile to it to being rather supportive now. And I think a lot of people are going through that same process right now.
And I think we need to give some credit to the late John. What's his last name, Brady?
John Jordan, our past president who passed away last summer, was a member of Michigan Open Carry as well. And we've seen over the past 2 years a lot of close unity between the two organizations. Along with Michigan gun owners, our three groups are having a joint picnic in downtown Detroit at Millennium Park the Saturday after next. That'd be Saturday the 14th, starting at noon. Had to put my plug in there for the picnic.
Sure. No, that's fine. We encourage everybody to check that out and to go to that picnic. It's a lot of fun.
Sure, and that's open to the public, and there's no cost to it.
Yeah,
and open carry is allowed, including open carry of long guns if someone chooses to.
Well, that was a question, is if you would kind of politely try to turn those people away. That's good to hear that answer, though. You mentioned some of the arguments that you used to believe in with respect to open carry, which were the same arguments that we heard about shall issue for concealed carry, which are the exact same arguments that we hear about long gun open carry. Now, Phil, to you, do you think that since we're kind of starting to squash some of the arguments against handgun open carry, will it get to a point that those arguments now are transferred completely to long gun open carry
and be applicable to them?
And then that's something that we can start working on and start kind of, squashing the arguments against long gun open carry that, no, it's not blood in the streets and all of the other things.
Well, I think it'll probably be many years. I'm not going to prognosticate how many.
Sure.
But I think it'll be many years before you walk down the street on a daily basis and see someone carrying an AR or a rifle or a shotgun.
Yeah,
I don't think we're anywhere near close to that. I think that would be at least over a decade off.
And I agree with you that it's generally, especially if you're indoors, generally not the best tool if you have access to another tool.
Right.
But
not everybody does.
That shouldn't be the argument we're having. I mean, we're talking about gun rights.
We're philosophically discussing the idea that this is lawful. Yeah, I think it's not necessarily practical.
In some cases it sure is.
It depends. I find it a pain in the butt just to carry a full size pistol sometimes all the time. So carrying a long gun wouldn't be my first choice. On the other hand, you're right, and that's one of the things we want to do is educate people that it is legal and that the person might not necessarily be, a harm or a criminal, because you don't see many criminals, except apparently in Canada, and I hate to say that, but walking around with long guns and shooting people up. It would happen in Canada, where not many people have firearms. I think a person doing that in the United States probably would have met their end a lot sooner than this guy does. Certainly, if he was outside my house.
You think so?
Oh yeah. I think he would have been taken down pretty quick. But anyways, what else?
I don't know. There's a lot. Do you think that long gun open carry has a place as during public demonstrations? Phil, you first. I mean, do you think it actually sometimes makes a bigger impact than carrying a handgun?
Like a Capitol rally or something like that,
exactly.
or a march or something?
Well, I'll definitely say that it's more appropriate at a march than it is, say, going to get groceries at Myers.
Right.
Of course, during the march, we've had several people that open carry long guns. The biggest concern I've seen at the march is that people that are not relatively novices to open carry, especially with a long gun, are out there doing it, and that might be making some bad impressions about gun owners. I saw a couple, I won't mention any names, that it was last year's march. They were on TV. It was a TV interview I actually watched later on. And the young woman had a gun on, and she was shorter than her significant other. And during the interview, the muzzle of her gun was pointing at his head. So I think that if people do long gun open carry, especially if they don't have a lot of experience at it, they need to be careful about their muzzle discipline and gun safety when they're doing it, as to not give the media and other people an opportunity to make a bad statement about gun owners.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no doubt that gun safety should be the priority for everybody, and I think everybody here would recommend that you take some sort of training and do what it takes to be safe, because especially when you're at a march or a rally or something that's going to get attention, you are an ambassador for everybody. Right. It's sad that we have to be where we are, but you are, and you need to do it right.
And I will say, Phil, that couple you're talking about, and I know who they are, were talked to and have come to recent events and have changed their carry methods and are being much more safe in regards to muzzle locations and all that, and they did learn very well.
All right, I think we're going to wrap it up here. If both of you want to plug your organizations, Brady, you want to go first and send people where they can go to find out more about Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners?
Sure. Yeah, Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners is the largest state-based firearms organization in the state. We were founded in the late 1990s to legalize shall-issue concealed carry. We support all forms of carry. We can be found on the web at www.mcrgo.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/MCRGO.
All right, and Phil, MOC?
And Michigan Open Carry, I think in many ways, in regards to firearms in Michigan, is on the front lines. We're the vanguard of firearm rights in Michigan, as a good friend of mine pointed out to me at one point. And people can find out more about Michigan Open Carry and more about open carry in general at www.miopencarry.org. There's lots of good information there, especially about the laws of open carry in Michigan. That's www.miopencarry.org.
And you have a Facebook page, too.
There is a Facebook page and a Facebook group that now has over 3,000 people contributing to it.
Wow. Very good. All right. I want to thank you both for being with us, and we'll do this again sometime. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
And we will be right back.
WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
If you're living with diabetes and have Medicare or private insurance, here is some great news. Call United States Medical Supply today, and we'll send you the smallest glucose meter in the world, absolutely free. So small, it fits right on the bottle of strips. And if you call now, we'll also send you this stylish full-featured meter at no charge. That's 2 free meters. You can keep one in your pocket and leave the other one at home.
You can even hook it up to your computer so your doctor can track your results.
United States Medical Supply also delivers prescription medication right to my door, so I don't have to go to the drugstore anymore.
Don't let diabetes get in the way of living. Give us a call today at United States Medical Supply and get the smallest meter in the world for free. Call today.
Call 800-314-2626. 800-314-2626. That's 800-314-2626. Call today.
America's premier grassroots conservative talk radio network.
Red State Talk Radio.
If you're diabetic, this message could change your life. Is your blood sugar out of control even when you do all the right stuff? Are you afraid of diabetic blindness and the risk of amputation, as well as all those other side effects? Well, you should be. Is there anything that could help manage your blood sugar? Nobetes is a natural supplement that may quickly and dramatically lower your blood sugar.
My name is Bob Corder. I've been using Nobetes for about 3.5 to 4 months now, and in the first 3 months, I've actually lowered my blood sugars from 500s down to 139, and then it dropped to 88 to 93.
My name is Kirsten. I'm a type 1 diabetic, and while taking Nobetes, my blood sugar levels dropped from 295 to 115 in just 1 day.
The FDA hasn't evaluated these statements, and Nobetes isn't intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But for many, it's helped drop their blood sugar. So if you've been evaluated with high blood sugar, don't delay. Evaluate Nobetes now. Call 800-554-7159 and get 2 bottles free. Just cover shipping and handling. Call 800-554-7159. That's 800-554-7159.
Red State Talk Radio. Real radio for real Americans.
Hi, this is Primo Mondoni, General Manager for Red State Talk Radio. We're now entering our 5th year bringing you the very best in grassroots, common-sense, conservative talk radio. Internet radio is a tough, competitive business, and I've come to realize that the station is going to advance that next level. It's going to require a significant increase in investments in both personnel and infrastructure. Up until now, commercial advertising has paid the freight, and while it's been enough to keep the doors open, it doesn't leave room for much else. That's why we're asking our listeners to consider making a donation to help us reach our goals. Monthly subscriptions begin at only $2 per month. All subscribers receive a free RedStateTalkRadio.com email account. All $4 per month subscribers and all one-time donations of $50 or more will also receive a free Red State Talk Radio t-shirt. I've run the numbers, and if only 10% of our listeners were paid subscribers, we'd be in a much better position for the expansion needed for 2014 and 2015. So please, consider supporting Red State Talk Radio today.
Tune in to Red State Talk Radio, the new media's talk monster for grassroots, common sense, conservative talk radio.
That's what freedom is all about.
Red State Talk Radio, WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Did you ever look at the stains in your coffee cup and then realize that's exactly what happens to your teeth? Power Swabs is the 5-minute solution to get your teeth white without visiting the dentist. This is John Greenhut, the CEO of Power Swabs. And if your teeth are stained from coffee, tea, or smoking, all it takes is 5 minutes with Power Swabs. In 5 minutes, you'll see an average of 2 shades whiter teeth, and in 7 days, 6 shades. It's clinically proven to whiten natural teeth as well as caps and veneers. The secret is a tooth detergent that lifts stains off of your teeth. Best of all, there's no messy strips or trays that you have to leave in your mouth for an hour. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and you're done. To try Power Swabs risk-free, call 1-800-925-9963. That's 1-800-925-9963. I guarantee your bright white smile will have your friends, family, and coworkers talking about how great you look. Try it risk-free today. 1-800-925-9963. That's 1-800-925-9963.
Tune in to Red State Talk Radio, the new media's talk monster for grassroots.
That's what freedom is all about.
Common sense.
I would be willing to use waterboarding.
Conservative talk radio.
Big spending liberal.
Red State Talk Radio. WRS Digital, Cleveland, Tennessee.
Commerce.
And welcome back to Ad Odds. I'm Nate.
And I'm Brian. Thanks for listening.
We want to thank Phil and Brady once again from Phil from Michigan Open Carry and Brady from
good.
Michigan Coalition Responsible Gun Owners. Hopefully you got something out of that. I really suggest
it's a touchy issue.
You check out both of those groups. Michigan Open Carry's kind of close to both of our souls for some reasons, but Michigan Coalition Responsible Gun Owners, I'll tell you, I mentioned this last time.
You're thinking about supporting them.
I do support them, and I really feel good about the changes that they've been making recently in just having the discussion.
And I'm impressed with their new executive director.
I bet you are.
I think he's going in the right direction. I think he's doing good things.
I agree with you.
He's made changes, and they were kind of stagnant for a few years, and they got some young blood in there. Brady's there. He's gung-ho. He's a sharp guy. He's articulate. He's been around the block. He's worked for the legislature. He knows what's going on, and I think he can do good things with this organization.
All right, I want to get into something. I know you always put this to the end because I don't like it, but I saw this and it was. I knew you'd love it, and it goes to the police state, and the power that they think have over.
The police are here to help
people.
There is no police state.
Chief David Oliver of the Brimfield Police Department in Ohio, I assume Brimfield,
that's
Ohio.
In Ohio.
That's in Ohio. He put a statement on Facebook saying that his department was going to write tons of tickets this summer. They're actually a department that's known for a lot of arrests, a lot of things, but low citation count.
Okay.
And he claims he's not doing this for the revenue.
Oh, come on.
What else
every city
do you write a citation for other than the revenue? His statement...
Nate, they do it for safety.
Yeah, right.
They do it for the public
safety. So
safety.
if I'm going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, he'll drive 20 miles an hour over the speed limit.
You are
to let
risking
me know.
People's lives when you go 5 over.
So he put out a statement, and in part it reads, as part of this mission to write lots of tickets, we will be profiling a certain group of people.
Speeders?
Well, you would think, wouldn't you?
Teenagers?
If you belong to this group of
Blondes?
people, and listen to the arrogance here, I will not apologize
hefty women
for the inconvenience if you are stopped.
Well, yeah, why not?
Because what we need to do is profile
certain
and
people.
Find a certain type of person and pull them over.
Hefty girls.
And you know what?
Big babes.
We don't care what you have to say about that.
Brunettes.
We're just going to pull you over, and if we find something, you're getting a ticket.
Slim women.
No.
Tube tops.
No. I'm just wondering
what kind of group.
What do you think about this? I mean,
well, I find it despicable. I mean,
it's
it's unconstitutional. And he's coming out and saying we don't care about the Constitution. We don't care about people's rights. We don't care about profiling. We know it's wrong, but we're just going to do it, and I'm not going to make any apologies for it.
We just need to write tickets. The group he's targeting, people under 15 years old, riding a bicycle, wearing a helmet.
No.
They're getting a ticket.
You are making that up.
For free ice cream at a local ice cream shop.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
I hate that.
Sure. Well, I wonder who's paying for the ice cream. That's the question.
Regardless, that's ridiculous. A waste of taxpayers' dollars.
It really
promote ice cream sales. I've heard of other groups doing this.
But I found this humorous because his Facebook post was like 3 paragraphs of "We're writing tickets,
we're doing this,
we're targeting," and then it turns out that they're giving free.
Nate, I have a question, a very important question.
Yes.
What flavor ice cream?
I think you get to pick. I got ice cream today twice.
How?
It was in the trash.
Oh, okay. So your usual way.
Yeah. No, I had a meeting and I got ice cream, and then I had another meeting and there was ice cream. So
lucky you.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Well, what do you expect? You work for an ice cream company. 68 flavors. I don't know.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that's what it is. You set me all up for this?
Yes.
You're a dink. All right.
That's not one of the 7 words, is it?
No, we can say dink.
It's 7, right?
Dink is, I think, a well-dressed man or something like that. Manhunt underway in Canada. God, that's too bad. Walking around shooting Canadian
Luckily,
Mounties.
it wasn't a gun crime because they have really strict gun laws.
But you know who's at fault?
The NRA.
The NRA.
Well, it is the National Rifle Association. Oh.
It's Canada.
Wait. That's weird.
That's a different national.
Have you actually seen a media outlet come out and blame the NRA? Because I would not be surprised if they did.
But I think
anyway, what happened in Canada?
We'll see. I'm not going to go into it. I mean,
you just want to say that there's a manhunt in Canada?
Well,
that's it.
Yeah, this guy
that's
dressed up,
exciting.
They said Rambo-ish, dressed up in camo, carrying a couple long guns around and shooting people. Mostly police officers, killed 3, shot, wounded 2 others.
That's weird.
Some home videos of the shootings as people were videotaping this in front of their house going, oh, my God. Like I say, I mentioned earlier, if it had been me, I think I would have gotten my
And it's weird because they have
AK.
relatively strict gun laws in Canada.
Fairly relative.
In fact, so strict that Michael Moore is willing to just walk into people's front doors.
Right, and
because
not
he knows
worried
he won't
about
get
being shot. Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Yeah,
now, I'm wondering, how long does it take a police officer with that hat riding a moose to catch somebody?
32 minutes.
Because this guy's probably in a car.
32 minutes. No, he was on foot. That's the sad
thing.
Oh, God. I mean, this is ridiculous.
He's still on foot?
And
he's just running?
And the thing is, this is a town that never had, that hasn't had a murder in, 7 billion years.
Yeah, okay.
The officers don't have bulletproof vests.
That's a good point that you're going to make
probably
here.
Wouldn't matter because it's a rifle.
No, maybe not.
These guys don't have rifles at all. They were using shotguns, probably with, buckshot and slugs. They were not prepared for this type of situation.
Okay.
Which is sad.
Well, first, you can't have it both ways. You either want them to be well-equipped or you don't want them to be well-equipped.
And
so
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
And my point is you cannot rely on the state and the police to protect you. You need to protect yourself, and that's why people need the right to keep and bear arms.
I think,
I can protect myself in my home.
Yeah, I think the better point, the bigger point, which is where I thought you were going, is that this was a town that hasn't had a murder. It was not a violent town at all. It was a safe place.
Right. And these things never happen in safe places.
This can happen anywhere.
Oh, wait a minute. What?
It doesn't matter where you are or when you're there. It could.
Even in Canada, man?
Even in Chipotle in Texas if you don't have a concealed pistol license.
Ooh. Anyways, we're spending too much time on that.
Definitely at Sonic, after they banned guns, it can happen there because Sonic decided to come out with Chili's. And, the day they announced their plan to not allow firearms.
Which is odd because I thought they were mostly drive-through. They don't really have a sit-down restaurant.
It's an actual drive-in.
They have an outdoor patio area.
Yeah, so it's a drive-in where you get the what do you call the girl on roller skates? And depending on the Sonic and the skill level of the girl on roller skates, she may or may not be on roller skates. Sometimes they walk.
Oh,
I always, when I used to go there, would demand a different
rules.
Like, no, you're going to be on roller skates,
or at least a skateboard,
or you're not bringing me delicious food. Right? You can still carry your gun in your car if you go to the drive-up.
A lot of rallies are like that. I see that. It's a drive-in only, and they have a little patio area.
Well, it's a drive.
Want to walk
that's
through.
A drive-through.
Drive-through.
This is different. This is Sonic, where you pull in like an A&W.
Oh, so they have little stations that you pull into in parking areas.
Why else would there be people on roller skates?
I don't know.
They also generally have a drive-through
for exercise,
and they generally have a patio area. that you can go eat.
Women look good on wheels. I don't know.
But yeah, Sonic's pretty good.
So anyways, I never
Sonic
had
and Chili's
I've never had
made
Sonic's.
a joint statement, which was
let me
interesting.
read. I think Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners. I think Brady actually asked Chili's their policy, and it said, "I'll read this." I'm sorry, Nate hates when I read it, but it says,
"No, this is different, and we can discuss it after the show." Brian,
thanks for contacting us. Recent open carry events have prompted diverse feedback from our guests. While we have asked guests to refrain from bringing their firearms into our restaurants, we are still following local laws. For example, under many local liquor laws, open carry of long guns is not permitted. So we won't allow them in our restaurant, obviously. And if local laws permit concealed carry or open carry of a handgun in restaurants, we will continue to honor those. Thanks again for reaching out, blah, blah, blah. Chili's guest relations. So really they haven't banned firearms. What they've said is we're going to follow state and federal laws, which is what many corporate organizations have done.
Hold on. No, this is the cowards' approach to a gun ban. Right. It's the same thing that the cowards at Starbucks did.
Starbucks did the same thing.
The same thing. And I don't know how Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners posted this and set it up if they were the ones that did it. But the thing that you have to think about in this case, you can say, no, they didn't ban guns. In places that ban open carry, concealed carriers say, well, I'll just carry concealed, and then they won't even know, and so what does it matter? But do you really want to give your money to people who don't welcome you in their business?
Well, that's a different issue.
That's the issue.
No,
that's it. That's the issue.
Because
there's no other issue. That's it.
No, Chili's is saying we follow state law.
We have asked you not to bring your guns in because we don't want them there. But we'll follow state law. You just read it.
Well, yeah, okay, it says that, I guess. Yeah, there's a tone to that. We prefer you not bring guns in here.
So
you're right.
We ask you
not
to bring your children.
It's not a ban.
Would you still go there?
Well, yeah.
You would.
Who the hell wants to eat?
Sorry, honey. I'm eating at the place that has
kids.
children again. You can't go with me.
Here, have some Purina dog
No, but come
chow.
on. You get the point.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're not
there.
welcome there,
right.
it's this. I have the exact same argument for the bakeries that are refusing to do wedding cakes for gay marriages. Why in the hell would you want to give your money to somebody like that?
Right.
Which is why would you want a law that says that they have to make you a wedding cake?
Right.
Or why would you want a law that says they have to allow you to carry a gun in there? Because all that does is lets them hide. It lets these anti-gun companies like Chipotle, which, by the way, was anti-gun before these doofuses carried long guns in there. Why would you want these companies
I used to
why would you
carry in there all the time?
Why did you carry in their corporate headquarters?
No.
Oh, okay.
In their restaurants.
Why would you like these companies to be able to hide so you're unknowingly giving your money to somebody who really doesn't want you there but is forced to take your money?
Right.
Why would you want that?
I agree with that. My point, I guess, was that a lot of the so-called pro-gun people that are slamming open carry, saying they're ruining our gun rights or ruining it for everyone else, I want them to realize that Chile has not banned guns because of open carry.
Yeah, and
they follow state law.
According to this statement, you wouldn't be subject to trespassing if you open carried in a Chili's. Now, if local management asked you to leave, you would still need to leave, at least in Michigan. I assume every state. Yeah. But you can carry a gun in Chili's. They haven't banned them, which is what your point is.
And I think Chipotle was the same way. As a matter of fact, our past guest, Philip, open carried into a Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Whatever it is.
Come on. They have amazing burritos.
They have good food. And had no problem, no issues. So, I think it's much ado about nothing.
On whose part?
On both sides.
I disagree.
Both sides.
I completely disagree.
Okay.
I disagree because I think it's important.
Are we at odds?
It's important to know who welcomes you in their establishment and who doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is a good thing. I used to go to Chipotle a lot.
Now you know.
And now I know they don't want me there.
Right.
So I'll go somewhere else, like McDonald's, who has said, okay.
You're welcome. Come in.
Home Depot. Yeah. They say, Look,
Target.
voters voted for the laws.
Target, and we can talk about that. I mean, Mom's Demand Action is focusing on Targets because Target has come out and said the same thing Chili's is. We follow state laws. Get away from us. But what happened recently, just I think today?
We've got.
Oh, well, we have, okay.
We'll come back from the break with that.
Well, I'll tease them that apparently.
Oh, you're really good at that. You got them last time.
Somebody is leaving guns in Target stores on the kids' shelves.
And it wasn't me. So
who knows?
Facebook.com/@oddshow, @oddshow.com, briansadorkface.org. We'll be right back.
Red State Talk Radio.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 877-238-6197. Again, 877-238-6197. That's 877-238-6197. 877-238-6197.
No college degree and mid-career? Make the choice that can make a difference this year with an ITT Technical Institute near you. At ITT Tech, we offer programs of study in fields including information technology, electronics technology, drafting and design, business, criminal justice, nursing, and the growing field of health sciences. And now, ITT Tech is helping reduce the cost of education with a new ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. The scholarship can help lower your education costs dramatically. We've always believed pursuing an education is a sound investment. And now, with the ITT Tech Scholarship, education could be in your future. To find out more about the Opportunity Scholarship at ITT Tech for yourself, just call 800-771-0443. That's 800-771-0443. With the ITT Tech Opportunity Scholarship. Now, it's your turn. 800-771-0443. How are we doing? For more information about graduation rates, the median data of students who completed the program, please visit programinfo.itt-tech.edu.
There's no better way to say I love you. I'm thankful you're in my life. I'm glad to be with you. I'm thinking about you, or I miss you. Done with a spectacular flower arrangement from proflowers.com. A gorgeous fresh flower arrangement is a must to dress up every birthday, holiday, or anniversary. As a special treat for you, your beautiful flowers start at an amazing low price of $19.99. And proflowers.com will include a free vase with floral orders. Imagine a beautiful bouquet of 100 blooms for only $19.99, with a free vase included. Every festive bouquet is guaranteed to last at least 7 days. Tell your loved ones you're thinking of them with flowers. Go to proflowers.com/radio and enter your code to receive this special offer. Enter code POKE. That's proflowers.com/radio, code POKE. Send a bouquet they'll never forget from proflowers.com/radio, code POKE.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
And we're back, and I'm Brian.
I'm Nate.
You're listening to At Odds. Hey, that pizza crust is really, really spicy.
I told you.
Wow.
That is spicy stuff.
Should we plug them? Why not?
Plug who?
Hungry Howie's.
Our newest sponsor.
They're here at the Long Gun Saloon.
It's. I mean, you know what they do? They provide food. They provide food for the staff at Odds.
They do. For a fee.
I provide them money.
Yeah, for a fee.
And I have to go pick it up, but, I mean, still.
Real quick, Tactical Firearms, some gun store somewhere, had a sign up that said what?
Oh, well, which one? The one previously, the last one that went viral was it said we like our guns like Obama likes his voters, unregistered or whatever the word they used, undocumented, whatever.
Unregistered or whatever.
And, that's racist and all that other garbage that you hear. They've changed their sign since. And essentially what it says is we will trade Obama for the Marine that's in prison in Mexico.
Yeah. Sergeant Tomarasi? Tomarasi.
That's why I said
I know
the
you
Marine.
did. You were a coward. You didn't want to try it.
No, I just didn't want to look like I haven't practiced
They're funny.
And
now,
I'm just winging it for the first time. And then I realize when I get halfway through it that it's actually a hard name to say.
It is. It's
it is
funny. Unfortunately, the tactical firearms store is now under investigation by the ATF.
Yeah.
And they're being grenaded and flash bombed.
They said that the signs are meant to be humorous and not to incite anything.
Right. It's a political
statement.
The first one is a freedom of speech involved.
There is, even on your sign outside of a gun store.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would say especially there.
Let's talk real quick. This is a local issue with the state of Michigan, but in the state of Michigan, there's certain criteria for
not like having two representatives from local Michigan gun groups on the show.
I didn't go there. You brought it up. Way to go. In Michigan, if you you have to take a course to get a concealed pistol license. They're specified in the statute. So many hours of instruction, so many hours of
what
the legal portion, how many rounds you have to shoot in your range, and all this kind of stuff.
Applicant shall take a course that the NRA says is okay.
Well, basically, it's the NRA course. Now, apparently, a former Clay Township, Michigan police officer was offering the class and wasn't doing any of the shooting portion. And he issued a bunch of certificates under the NRA certification, which was in violation of not only the NRA certification, which made it invalid, but also was not meeting the requirements for the state of Michigan. Well, he was found guilty. He'll serve a 1.5 year probation, and he'll have to pay $16,000 in restitution to the 27 people that took his class that didn't actually get this, state-sanctioned certificate, which makes me wonder, these 27 people have been carrying concealed for some period of time without being duly authorized by the big state of Michigan.
Well, were they?
No, they weren't.
They weren't?
No.
Are you sure? How did that happen then? So then what they were doing was obviously illegal.
Absolutely. Committing a felony every time they carry concealed. Now,
and they knew it.
No, they may or may not have known it. The prosecuting attorney for that county said, we're not going to go after these people.
They were issued concealed pistol licenses by the county, right?
Right.
Okay, so, yeah, there you go.
But they thought their training certificates were valid.
And the county thought that, too. So I don't know how you could ever hold the people accountable for that.
And
luckily they're not.
That's what the
Now, this is a tricky one because what this guy did should be acceptable. I mean, in fact, you shouldn't even be required to take the training.
Well,
you shouldn't be required to get a concealed pistol license.
Right, that's a constitutional
This is a weird thing.
thing.
I wonder how many classes, I know of some that are taught that don't meet. I think it's like you have to fire 30 rounds is a requirement or something like that.
Well, the NRA is 98 rounds.
Is it 98?
Yep.
Okay, I thought it was 30, but okay.
The
so
state
98.
is 30. But if you're getting an NRA certified thing,
Oh,
in order
okay.
for
that's right.
There's
We
some
talked
playing
about, that's
there,
right.
yeah.
So all I care about is the state, right? Because I mean, the NRA today, in the near future probably, but today the NRA does not have a prison to put me into.
Right. The state of Michigan does, yeah.
Yeah. So, how many concealed pistol licenses are not valid, and should people worry about it? I wouldn't. I don't. I have one, and I don't worry about it.
No,
because it's valid.
Right, and I'm sure Michigan is not unique in this regard. I think there are other states that have similar situations.
It's one of those things.
Too bad we can't be like the 4 other states or so that don't require any licensing for concealed carry.
Yeah, but look at how many mass murders
Arizona,
are there.
Montana, Alaska.
How many times do you hear from those states somebody walking down the street and just shooting someone at random?
In the United States?
No, in those 4 states that have constitutional carry.
Because in Canada, apparently it happens all the time.
Apparently. But what I'm saying is,
no, I know
there's no
it's
more
ridiculous.
gun violence in those states than in a state like California.
And
in
that's
fact,
what
there's
these
less.
People don't realize, yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah.
Even Michigan was one of the last states to get the concealed carry, and they were looking at data as a justification of all the other states that allowed it, and there weren't any issues. And all of these legislatures and all these people that were against it were going, well, yeah, but that's not Michigan. That's that state, but that's not Michigan. Somehow, our state is unique in every way. And it's not. Just like all the other states, people are people. States are very similar in many regards, and you can use the data collected in other states and apply it to the nation. So in those 4 states that don't have any kind of concealed carry licensing, it's not hard to say that you couldn't apply that to every state in the union and go to constitutional carry.
Well, I mean, but luckily all of the criminals go through these training courses to learn how to safely handle a firearm before they carry it to commit an armed robbery.
Yes, they do.
So that's good. At least we have safe criminals.
To be a certified criminal in the state of Michigan, you need to take these courses.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
you have to pay a fee, which
and that's good.
Helps keep our roads in good condition, which is another issue. Our roads are terrible, by the way.
The fact that our gas tax is going to be increased.
Goodness gracious.
Because what we need is more taxes. Because we don't pay enough and the roads are bad.
Yeah, we already have taxes that are supposed to pay for fixing the roads. The roads are
those
terrible.
Didn't go to the roads. It went to the general fund instead, which
I had a story about
odd.
that somewhere in here about the guy that got a ticket because he went over the center line to avoid potholes. The judge says, no, that's you can't cross the center line.
Rules are rules.
You just have to go really slow and no damage will happen,
Yeah,
car.
that...
Unfortunately, it was I-75 where the speed limit was 70 miles an hour, so...
It's sad to me when you turn on the local news here in Michigan, and they're doing a segment on how to most effectively hit a pothole. Here's our public service announcement for the day. We've got a while.
Yeah.
When you're approaching a pothole and you see the pothole, hit the brakes. And then right before you hit the pothole, let off the brakes.
I open my doors, so in case I fall through, the doors might help keep me from actually falling into the sinkhole.
That's good. All right, but we are out of time.
You said we had tons of time, and now all of a sudden we have no time.
I want to thank our guest, Phil and Brady, again. Michigan Open Carry, Michigan Coalition of Responsible Gun Owners. I want to thank the dog for hanging out. I want to thank you, Brian, for coming out.
Oh, my pleasure, Nate. I love to thank you in so many ways.
All right.
And I will later.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.